It gives me great pleasure to introduce the class of 2018's valedictorian, Laura Murphy.
Thank you, Cole. Welcome, parents, faculty, administrators, honored guests, and the graduating class of 2018. Everyone in this auditorium should be immensely proud. Graduates for reaching this milestone and for conquering high school, and all others for dedicating your time and resources to ensure that we, in turn, could conquer anything. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for believing in us throughout our journey and for instilling in us the confidence to trek onwards. Mentors, siblings, teachers, friends, and relatives, you have noticed our sparks of passion and have given us the criticism, advice, and praise that have been like chocolate for the soul. Thank you for guiding our moral compass and for bolstering our belief in ourselves. Parents, you have molded our perception, and for that we are forever grateful. Whether we readily recognize it or not, know that you have crafted the lens with which we look at the world and the mindset with which we admire it. Know that your kindness does not go unnoticed, even if it does sometimes go unacknowledged. You have taught us how to appreciate the joy in living, learning, and performing each task to the best of our ability. You have given us the eyes to see our goals and visualize the path to success, the legs to stand up to injustice, and the wings to fly. You have given us everything, and we hope we give you pride in return. Graduates, as we receive our diplomas today, I encourage you to reflect on the path you have taken and the people you have impacted. On this momentous occasion, celebrate your accomplishments and the person you have become. But in these, the best of times, and also in the worst of times, I urge you to take the time to recognize all the beauty you may otherwise overlook. Anne Frank, while hiding in a secret annex during World War II, said, "Appreciate the beauty left around you and be happy." For 4 years, we've traversed the halls of East Greenwich High School, enough times for our strolls to become mindless and to blind us to the good there was to appreciate and make us happy. Starting at 7:33, then at 8:03, then at 8 o'clock sharp, the changing start times met our changing attitudes. Maybe we dreaded dragging our feet to first period because it was one of those Fridays when every class had a test. Maybe it was one of those Mondays when even Felicia's coffee or glazed Allie's donut couldn't snap us out of our morning grog. Worse yet, a Wednesday that just didn't feel like hump day, despite the 1:25 dismissal. But I hope that on these days you remembered all the beauty still around you. The artwork lining the walls, from James McNamara's creations to the mugs from ceramics, to George Bowen's SpongeBob mural, to the skeletons of AP art. The inspiration vested in quotes from Mark Twain and on classroom ceilings, or the nooks within the courtyard, whose memorial garden to Mrs. Mack has been flourishing since our freshman year. I hope you found the beauty and creativity around you, even on the hardest days. I hope you continue to do so ever after. I hope that over the past 4 years, even on the rainy days that made the tennis courts too slick to play on, and blizzards that made the track too cold to run on, that you looked outside your window to appreciate the beauty in your view of East Greenwich. It seems as though there's more enigma than beauty in the weather here sometimes. The typical 10-day forecast ranging from partly sunny to scattered UFO showers. But the storms we have weathered have varied from 100-year floods to tropical storms to the mounting list of weather-related reasons to hear the most anticipated phone call of the night. The one from Superintendent Dr. Victor Mercurio with an important message for the East Greenwich School District. One that justified refreshing the WPRI closings and cancellations list the second a snow icon appeared on weather.com. Even when the call came following widespread power outages and freak windstorms this fall, we rejoiced. The apocalyptic buzz of neighbors' generators becoming the soundtrack to candlelit napkin work and trips to Main Street for food and phone charging. But I hope that during the storms that canceled, postponed, or dampened your day, you had the impulse to go outside in the rain, hail, quiet, or thunder, at least once to simply look around, to appreciate it. But while finding beauty in these natural events can seem straightforward, it can be a bit more daunting at times to find it in academic endeavors. But I hope that for every frustration you had when you couldn't solve for x in the equation, when the words wouldn't come in a mad 40, and when Desmos, Wolfram Alpha, and Thesaurus.com all let you down, that you still went home to appreciate the lab and Mr. Rat's class that revolved around chocolate chip cookies. The time everyone at AP Lit surprised Mrs. Izzo by turning in the B-movie script instead of an essay, and the time we simultaneously ordered a jelly-filled Allie's donut cake for Mr. King and discovered they existed in the first place. I hope that for every Socratic discussion that tried you, you remember the one that changed you. For every APUSH multiple choice that challenged you, you remember the creative product that enthralled you. I hope you go home to remember the teacher who gave you a hall pass or concerned question when you looked upset, or a high five and congratulations when you looked over the moon. I hope you found solace in the beauty of these memories and interactions, even amidst the hardest struggles in and out of the classroom. But our lives for the past 4 years have been filled with far more than merely classes. Before the first bell and after the last each day, I hope you have found joy in every extracurricular you have integrated into your lives, not only in their high points, but in persevering through their most trying struggles. In this vein, Anne Frank said, "I cannot imagine how one can say I'm weak and then remain so." I hope you have reveled in the discovery of your weaknesses and turned them into your greatest strengths, that you will continue to transform your greatest dreams into your greatest accomplishments. You can go from JV to state champion in a year, like Jeffrey Peterson, who did just that. He trained tirelessly to go from spectator at the state meet his junior year to both the Rhode Island cross country and track state champion his senior year. I hope you push to transform better into your best, while always remembering that it means everything to be good, in spirit, humility, and humanity. You can decide not to let injury or accident stop you, like Phoebe Maxwell, who, despite being struck by lightning while sailing and suffering electrical burns to her hands and feet, went on to become a captain of the team and sailed on. Our resilience as a class is truly remarkable. We have come back after ACL tears and hamstring tears, after stress fractures, after cancer, after multiple bouts of mono, after pneumonia, after the norovirus plague, and after a brutal ski accident. I hope that through adversity and with determination, you still have the courage to keep doing what you love. You truly inspire me. Whether you unleashed your passion in the books to film premiere or the epic Les Mis, I hope you see the beauty in expressing yourself through film, through art, and on stage, perhaps even with your father, to perform the school's favorite branch father-son duet. I hope you find the beauty in the sheer, unadulterated fact that love, hard work, and kindness, at the end of the day, will always prevail. I hope that if you ever felt alone, if you ever felt as though you wished just one person would hear your voice, that you don't remember the times when backs were turned to you here, but rather when backs were turned around for you here. I hope you reach out to those who feel marginalized. I hope you never discard individuals because they are weird, quiet, or different, because these are the people who make the ride worth it. And if you get to know them, they're really not weird or very different from you after all. I hope you embrace their identities, as well as your own. I hope you understand the beauty and complexity of each person you meet and don't take anyone's attention for granted. Never underestimate the beauty of others and never overestimate your own. For no one is better than you, but you are better than no one. But in terms of these past 4 years, as Jane Austen once said, remember the past only as it gives you pleasure. May we not forget the essence of our education or experience here, but remember the parts that made us smile. May we elevate our interactions to channel the voice of everyone who has influenced us here, from the teachers who have shaped our reason to those who have honed our rhetoric, those who have inspired our expression, and those who have enlarged our hearts. You have one voice, but thousands of things yet to say. Use your voices for good, and use them as agents of positive change. No matter the circumstances, I implore you to recognize the beauty around you. It has always been there, and always will be, should you choose to look for it. Thank you, and best of luck in the future.
sister's wicked smart.